Okay. I'm live indicator on, so must be true. Good afternoon. For those of you that are in the afternoon, I think it's probably most of us, or evening. It is 2 p.m. almost Pacific time here, and I had some internet challenges this morning, so we decided to move today's live until now. So welcome to you. If you're tuning in for the first time, we go live each day, at least each weekday, and do a little bit of a training on how to guarantee sales appointments for your business. And each day we unpack a little segment of that. So, hi Nanette, how you doing? And so today's no different. The only difference is we're doing it at a different time. So, and today's topic is your 3-point power profile. Before we get into the content, I want to introduce my co-host, Ronan Rahman. There you are.
Hey, Brian.
Good afternoon.
Good.
We're having water instead of coffee now.
Still coffee. Keeps me going till I need to stop.
Fair enough.
So it just occurred to me, the 3-point power profile is to LinkedIn what a 3-piece suit is to live networking.
New analogy.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like your digital 3-piece suit.
Yeah, it's your digital 3-piece suit, right?
Okay.
When you see someone with a 3-piece suit, which is not typical, they just look put together, don't they? It's like, yeah, I can talk to that person. They're not scary. They look like I can do business with them.
I don't see many people walking around in 3-piece suits anymore, but I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm that old.
Isn't that like a vest and a tie and the whole thing?
Yeah, vest, tie, jacket, the whole. Okay. It's like a suit, but it adds the vest. That's a 3-piece suit.
Got it. Okay.
So
I wore one of those for my bar mitzvah.
Yes, you probably did wear one. Yeah, as I did for my high school graduation and my bar mitzvah.
There you go.
But it just put together. So let's get at it. Just a reminder, though, like you said, we're live. Feel free to comment, and we'll answer, we'll respond, we'll engage, we'll do all that stuff. Anyway,
absolutely,
have at it.
Absolutely. Okay, so 3-point power profile. So there's a lot of components to your LinkedIn profile that matter, and today we're going to talk about what we believe matters the most, the top 3 things. And so if there's nothing else you do to your profile except these three, not 5, that will take you a long way. Now, there are lots of other things that you should be doing with your LinkedIn profile. But today I just want to make sure you have the top 3 dialed in. And so I'm going to explain these to you by way of example and show you a few different LinkedIn profiles. So let's go to my screen and I will show you some screenshots of what these look like. So here, I'm going to start with Sergio today. So here is Sergio Chavez screenshot of his current LinkedIn profile. He happens to be a client of ours, and I'm going to point out the 3 things here that I want to make sure all of you get dialed in if it's not already dialed in. And they are your profile photo. Okay, that's your face, if you will. Your cover image, that's that big rectangular piece on the top, and your headline. That's the line of copy that goes below your name. So let's start with the profile photo. Now, it seems like a pretty simple item, and it is, although we see so many examples of how it's just messed up. It's not done right. And so I want to make sure that yours is done the right way. And there are some things that are important about it. So first and foremost, and I always say this, if you are able and can have a professional photographer create your social media profile photo, they know what they're doing. They will have it dialed in perfectly, regardless of whether you take any of my advice here or not. If you do not have a professional photographer make your photograph, at least make sure that your profile photo incorporates the following components. Number 1 is a non-distracting, preferably plain background. Now, in the case of Sergio's image here, it's sort of blurred out, and that's okay to do that. So we can't really see what is in the background. It's not detracting, if you will, from what we want to see, which is in this case Sergio's face. So you can use that strategy as well. I'll show you another example where it's just a plain background altogether, which is your safest bet, especially if you are not having a professional make your photograph. So non-distracting background. specifically, do not think it's not cute to have yourself in front of a bookcase or bushes, plants, other people. Like, you don't want to have any of that in the background. All right, number 2 is you want it to be very close up of your face. That's what we want to see. And you want to have your face well lit, and you want to have your face with an inviting expression, typically some kind of a smile. Works usually the best. There are some examples where a smile may not work the best, and I have an example to show you, but for most of us, a smile of some kind is usually the best for our facial expression. And the reason you want it nice up and tight on your face is oftentimes this photo shows up very, very small. When you're messaging somebody or commenting on a post, it's almost impossible to see it, and especially on a mobile device. So you really want to get up close and personal with your face. And that's kind of it. So it's non-distracting background, up close and personal, well lit, inviting expression. And that's what you're looking for in your LinkedIn profile photo. As a matter of fact, all of your social media profile photos should incorporate that. All right, now moving on to your cover image. That's the big rectangle on the top. A lot of people either don't even update it, which is bad, but even if you do, they don't get it right. And what I mean by that is they usually put too much content into the cover image in the form of too many words. So you want to think of this almost like a billboard on the freeway, right? People are going to be passing by very quickly, and they're really not going to read what you have in there. Or if they do, you can only get away with maybe a few words in there. So in the case of Sergio's image, we chose to not have any words in it and just show kind of a lifestyle shot of him working with a client and showing what looks like some cool stuff in the background, some stats and graphs and things like that. And it doesn't really necessarily matter what is in that. Just it gives you that impression of what it might be like to work with Sergio, right? If he's doing and he does Google AdWords. So if he was doing your Google AdWords. So that's what we wanted to get across. Words aren't necessary in this particular case. And in part, it's because of the third part of your 3-point power profile, and that's your headline. So we went over how to develop these yesterday during our market to message match training. But for sake of review, and just so we complete this 3-point power profile training, if you look below Sergio's name, it has a customized headline. Make sure you do that as well. And if you want training on that, you can go back and listen to yesterday's episode, which is still live around social media. And I'll read it to you just in case you are on a little device. It says real results for healthcare service providers using Google Ads without the usual nonsense you've experienced with others. And I'm not going to go and break that apart and why we came up with that. We did that yesterday, but just know you want to have a customized headline that speaks to your target market and solves their problem in that headline. And that's what is going to connect you to whoever it is you want to get that appointment with, really. So let me show you a couple of other examples. I'm going to show you, let me go back. I'm going to show you Dana's. So Dana's very different looking profile, but equally as effective. One thing I will point out about her photo is it is a truly plain background, and that works really, really well. Very inviting, very professional. She looks great in the photograph, and it meets all the criteria that I just went over. In her case, we chose to use a few words in her cover image on the top, which are words that she uses often in her marketing, real, relatable results. These words appear on her website. They appear on her email signatures. And so it's a nice connection to other stuff that Dana has got out there. And then we showed also a lifestyle shot, but this is a more personal lifestyle shot for her. One of the things that is very meaningful to her is the time that she invests with her, I believe, 8-year-old son. And so this is kind of that kind of lifestyle image and connects really well with her and also with her audience that she attracts. So that's what we chose for her background image there. And again, of course, a tailored headline. I'll read hers to you. Get your weekends and evenings back while building a wildly successful accounting, bookkeeping, CFO, or law firm. So if you are out there and want that in your business, contact Dana. She's great. So, and I'll show you one other profile example here. And I'm going to show you kind of a different one, which is Shannon Graham. So I said that sometimes a smile is not always what you want. Shannon has a very distinct brand identity. And so he's not necessarily smiling in his images here. he's got a more serious look about him, but it works for his brand. And so I wanted to show you this other example just so you can get a different idea of what you might want to use for your facial expression in particular when it comes to your cover image. And one other thing I do want to mention is that be mindful that sometimes your profile photo is on the far left as it is shown here. Sometimes it's in the center of your cover image. So you want to make sure that whatever you use for your cover image on the top is not going to be covered up by your profile photo as it changes from where it is. Sometimes on a mobile device, it's in the center. Sometimes on a smaller screen or in different views within LinkedIn, it's centered. So just be mindful of that when you're creating those images. And that's kind of what I wanted to share with everybody today, Ronan, about the 3-point power profile. If you're looking to learn more about this or anything else related to utilizing LinkedIn or getting guaranteed sales appointments, we have officially set a date for our next deep dive workshop. And that date is August 20th. You are the first to hear about it now. We will be filming it and streaming it live, as well as having a few people attend it here locally in Las Vegas. But mark your calendars down for August 20th. It'll be around lunchtime Pacific time. More details to follow. If you'd like those details, sign up for our list, guaranteedappointmentslive.com, and we will make sure that we get that information out to you well in advance, so you know how to register yourself for that deep dive event.
Yep. Not to be missed.
Exactly. Especially by us.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm going to be there. So, yeah, no, that was really good. I think all of those examples, really highlight what it is that we're looking for. One of the things that I see, because I see a lot of profiles, you see some people, it's like the photo is an afterthought. It looks like somebody shoved them up against a wall. It's almost like a mugshot.
Yeah.
And this, this is you. This is your representation of you. You want to put your best foot forward, so to speak. So, absolutely. Just take a little bit of time, maybe a little bit of money, and put it together. And once you do, you're good.
That's right. Yeah, and most professional photographers for a social media profile photo, you're going to be right around $100 to get a nice one done. So typically, I mean, there are some that you are more, especially if you do more photos than just one or two, but you can usually get a decent pro for about $100, $120.
Yeah, and it's so worth it because you can use it in all of your professional content. It doesn't just live on LinkedIn. You could use it in other places. Absolutely. And then that also creates a little bit of consistency too in your branding for your profile.
For sure. All right. Well, hey, with that, let's end this call and let you know that tomorrow morning at 9:30 a.m. we'll be back Pacific time. That is 9:30 a.m. Pacific time, going over some messaging. This is a real great topic for those of you that are wondering what to say, how to say it, whether you're connecting, setting up an appointment, or just nurturing a relationship that you've created on LinkedIn. So we'll be going over some specifics on that tomorrow morning.
Awesome. See you tomorrow.